So how's the market? That is the biggest question that I get asked almost on a daily basis. And over the last few years, it's really been a complicated question to answer because it's not something that you can get into and explain in just a few words. The real estate market is an enormous, complex web, and it varies greatly and depends on your specific market. The Texas market can be vastly different than the Florida market, which is different than the Midwest market, which is definitely different than the coastal markets. What I want to cover today is a high-level view of market projections for this year, as well as look into some what I think are extremely interesting data points on how the market has evolved during and since COVID. The estimates for 2024, they varied widely, and most, if not all those projections have been adjusted. Many were expecting prices to drop over the course of this year. All the big sites and the big economists have made their projections and they're revised upward. The common sentiment right now seems to be that over the course of this year, 2024, we're going to gain about 4%, and again, this is a national projection. There's several factors that created the market that we're currently in. One of the biggest factors that we faced and are still facing is a lack of inventory in certain areas. Well, why is that, you ask? Well, over the last couple of years, if you've been watching, rates have doubled. In some cases, even more than doubled. And that's called what is the lock-in effect. What that means is homeowners having historically low interest rates are not jumping into the housing market. They're not willing to pay more for a smaller home than what they currently have. To put this into context, currently, and this number is just a little bit lower than it was last year, 78% of homeowners have a mortgage interest rate under 5%. Almost 60% have a rate under 4%. Another crazy market factor that blows my mind is the extent of housing affordability and how few Americans now can truly afford to purchase a home. Zillow just put out a pretty incredible study showing the difference between income required to purchase a home in 2024 versus what's required back in 2020. The numbers are astounding. It's up 80% between 2020 and 2024. In Houston, to give you an idea, the median income needed in 2020 was about $55,000. In 2024, that number is over $95,000. The highest priced city in America, San Jose, California, that number went from $263,000 to $454,000 to buy the average home there. So, is there any relief in sight? Well, at least from an interest rate perspective, it looks like we peaked. We came down a little bit, we went back up, but it looks like we've seen the top of the interest rate market. Or the projections seem to change just as soon as they come out. Estimates for this year were going to be somewhere in the low sixes. As of today, they just came out, and it seems like the Fed may be slowing the reductions a little bit more than the market had wanted, but we are trending downward. Right now, the market's saying that we'll be somewhere in the fives next year. But as we know, a lot of things can affect us, and inflation seems to be a bigger battle than was initially expected. As always, this is Mike Gray with the Mike Gray team. We'll keep you posted, we'll keep you updated. Our next video, we're gonna have more of a local focus, tell you about our market, and we will see you then.